Hey everyone, it's Brickwaffle again. We're back on the Let's Build Ruins mini-series. We've done a little bit of planning since the last episode, so you've seen all this stuff in the previous episodes. If you haven't, you see something that interests you, go back and check those out. But what we've done here is I've put out some blocks. Like here I want to do something with snow, and this is going to be kind of the palette we want to use. Over here I want to do some kind of basic little house with some bricks involved, since we haven't used bricks yet. Here I want to do something with end blocks, so end stone and maybe an end portal, although that can be considered kind of cheaty. If you don't like that, you don't have to use that in yours. And then something with redstone, so we got a bunch of different kind of redstone options over here. Now this last one looks like a big old chunk of stone, and that's exactly what it is. I figured out how to use the mod to embed these kind of ruins in the ground. So when we looked at that first one back over there in the distance, that one we just did flat, flush with the floor, and this one we can actually sink down by whatever this is, 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks. So we can actually cave into this a little bit and have some more three-dimensional effects that actually go down into the terrain a bit. So we probably won't get through all of those today, but I wanted to go ahead and get the ideas put out, and we'll give you kind of a teaser of what's coming up in future episodes. But we are going to start here with snow, and a lot of times what you see in these snowy areas is you will see some spruce trees, of course. You'll see igloos that people build. Sometimes they'll build snowmen, and we could potentially even have like a snowman that's ready to be created. I don't think you can create snowmen with dispensers like you can iron golems, but maybe you can. I'll have to check that out. If so, we could have one that is about to create a snowman that has like a little pressure plate or tripwire or something, so when somebody comes by, it creates a snowman for us. Maybe even a block update detector. So we'll see how that goes. But we're going to do some ice here, and what I want to do is have this in an area that's not normally ice spikes, but that still could generate something like an ice spike for us. And so we're going to just come up a little bit, and I like the regular ice spikes in Minecraft, but I want this to be a little bit irregular and strange. So we're going to come off of here a little bit, and over here, that way. I want it to just look really strange and crystalline, and it doesn't have to be perfect. I don't want it to be... No, like I said, I don't want it to look like it was artificial, so it's gonna be challenging to do. Stick another one off of that. That needs something in that direction. Okay, that's fine. So just a big chunk of packed ice. It doesn't have to be perfect. Let's take that out. I don't like that one. There we go. So that's going to generate out some ice in an area that normally would be hard to find that in, and then we're also going to plant a spruce tree, and we're going to do this manually, and the reason for that is this is all snow. Although I suppose I could just put some dirt down here and grow one. Let's see about that. So put dirt down there, and let's get a spruce sapling, and then let's do the trick that we want to do to make it look a little bit bigger. Oops. So when we grow a tree this way, like that, it's going to be forced to grow a little bit taller than normal. So then we need some bone meal, bone meal, and let's just do that until it pops up. There we go. That's not bad. Okay, so we've got our spruce tree and our ice spike, and then what are we going to do in between those things? What we're going to do is we're going to build a snowman creation machine here, and then we're going to have to hide the mechanism that creates it. So let's see, that and that's going to be where our snowman sits, and maybe we're going to do 2 of them over here like this. And then we need to put dispensers up here. So where are we going to do that? How are we going to hide a dispenser? We really can't. So what if instead of hiding it, we make it this is a purpose-built snowman maker? So we need some kind of structure for that. Let's go ahead and use iron in this case. I know this is getting a little bit towards the redstone-y type thing that I said I was going to do on the other side, but that's alright. This isn't going to be very complicated. Oh, and that's actually probably what I wanted, was underneath that. And let's see, what else do we want to do with that? We really don't want a button. We want this to trigger when people come over and check it out. So what could we use? What's going to be a good, as soon as the chunk gets loaded? Falling edge circuit, weird propped up sand somebody's going to walk over. There's all sorts of things we could use. Maybe we do want somebody to just press the button and create snowman. Oh, you know what'd be really neat is if you pressed a button and it pushed 2 snow into the way and then dispensed a pumpkin on top, so you could do this several times. So if we had a line of snow, maybe we have the line of snow over here. Nope, we don't want to do that. Yeah, okay. This is a little bit strange, I admit, but let's see if this works. So we're actually going to get rid of this spruce tree, and we're going to plant it somewhere else. And what we need is some pistons. Let's see, we're going to have pistons. Now here's the challenge. If I have the pistons push that one over, then there won't be any more snow for it to push again the next time. So I really would need to make this very complicated in order to make this work by pushing snow into here and then across, or something like that. This is going to work for the first time, but I think we're just going to make this a little bit smaller and give people an idea. We don't want this to be crazy, and it's not like automating snowmen is necessarily useful. It's just something that we can do that would be kind of interesting. So let's see, we're going to want to be able to give a signal that goes to the pistons first and then to the dispenser. And the dispenser is going to need some pumpkins in it. So let's just put, let's go ahead and put 1, 2, 3 of them in there. And then we're going to have to give a signal to both of these pistons. I wonder, you know, let's try a couple things. That's what I thought. Unfortunately, with that method, we're going to have a signal that goes up a little bit. What can we use for that? Let's go ahead and keep using iron for this stuff. I think that'll be interesting too. So redstone repeater, and if we do a signal here, that will push both of them. Perfect. All right, so let's do that. And actually, I'm going to take the snow out for now so we can test that this is all timing correctly. And then what we want to do is bring this around. Yeah. Oh, hey, we are getting some spawns over. Wow, all sorts of spawns off of that grass. That's funny. So we're just far enough away now that animals are spawning on the oasis. That's all right. We'll let them go for now. Get rid of this stuff, and we'll kill the animals later. So we want that to go, and then we want this to go a little bit later. That's not going to add delay that way, though, so let's do it this way. And let's see, put it into that. And then we're going to want some redstone dust. And we're going to want to be able to put that there and there. And maybe what we need to do is bring this around this way. That way. And then we just need a pressure plate. So this is going to be pretty obvious that this is supposed to be something that you should stand on. Perfect. That's going to work just fine. So what it'll do is it'll push those out, and then a second later it'll pop a pumpkin out onto the head of the snowman. So if we do this, and let's go ahead and get our sword ready, because we don't want him wandering around. Perfect. That's going to make a snowman. Awesome. So that's an automatic snowman creation device. It is totally useless. It has no purpose in anything, but it's a neat little combination of our redstone idea over there and our snowy area over here. So what we'll probably do is build a little hut around that. I'm going to clear out some of these animals real quick. Oh, hey. Goodbye. Man, horses make such an awful sound when they die. Yeah, so I'm going to figure out what I want to do with that building. So I know when I build redstone, I don't like to leave it all exposed out in the world. There are lots of things that can happen to that. So how do we hide this thing? What are we going to build around it? Maybe this is actually covered in snow. So what, well, that's going to be a little strange if there's snow in here and it's covered in snow. What other materials could we use? Should we go back to the spruce wood maybe? Some spruce wood and some spruce wood planks. So what if we do this? Is that going to look strange? Maybe it would. That's all right. Let's just see what this looks like. So this is going to create a snowman right here. We're going to be open, so we want this to come up a little bit, maybe to 4. And up here, and then we want the corners. Okay, so then we're going to put some spruce wood planks in here. Oops, not that. And let's actually fill this in and then come back and take out wherever we think we might need some kind of way to look into this. We don't want it to be real obvious that there's a huge amount of redstone in here. Yeah, there you go. So you just see, really you just see a little redstone going right there. We could hide that too, but I think this is all right. People are going to come in here and go, oh, there's redstone. What's going on back here? Snow, and then they're going to step on the pressure plate to see what happens probably. Although a lot of people think pressure plates are traps, maybe what we want to do is instead of that, we do I'm going to take this out for a second. We do a button over here. So a button on the bottom would still work. Yeah, let's do that. And people are going to get curious. They're going to push this button and see what happens. Now, I don't think the button will give enough of a signal over here. It will. But not enough to trigger the other side of that. So let's see. What if we do it this way? That would work, right? Yep, there we go. Okay, so we're going to do that. And then you won't be able to see anything, really, other than what we expect people to see. So what do we want to do over here? Do we want to put a window in? Yeah, we probably do. Nobody's going to be able to see that from up top. A window in here that people will see that, hey, there's something going on in there. Back on this side, I think we're going to leave that flat. And we're going to bring the snow over a little bit. Maybe that way. And then on this side, let's see. We'll put one more window in there. Yeah, okay. We're going to get this stuff and come across the top again. And we're going to leave that nice and tall. But we're probably going to do, let's do some stairs. Some spruce wood stairs. There we go. Do we like that? Maybe we do. Yeah, because then we really can't see much of what's going on in there at all. I think that's actually what I want. So let's try some glass, and let's get some stained glass this time. Let's do some blue stained glass, because we are out in a cold area. And over on this side, there we go. Yeah, I think that'll work. Okay, and then we just need something to cover up the top of it. And for that, we're going to go back to... You know what? I'm going to use some buttons for decoration as well. And this should be okay up here. So let's do like we did on the little desert house. We're just going to put some buttons on all these pillars. And I think that looks pretty decent, actually. And none of them should trigger anything, because they're not going to be touching anything important. The only thing that might is... Will that send a signal far enough? Perfect, it will not. Okay, I like that. I think it's looking better. Not so sure about this, though. I think I might take that out, and let's do some slabs of something darker, like dark oak. Yeah, I like that a lot better. Okay, well, hello, cow. Man, more of this grass is causing stuff to spawn. That's okay. Eventually it's going to happen. The graveyard could spawn animals, too. There's just not a lot we can do about that. Alright, so that's obviously a terrible looking roof. We need to do something to cover that up from the outside. And I think, again, slabs could look pretty decent here. Let's use some nether brick, because nobody ever sees that in an ice biome. That's going to look a little strange, but I think it could actually work. It's going to stand out. It's going to look more purple than it usually does. It usually looks fairly brown, but that's because it doesn't have an actual brown next to it. Yeah, you know what? I like that. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we're going to put a little spruce tree over here instead, like we had at the beginning. So we want a spruce tree and some dirt. Boom, and a spruce tree. And let's get some bone meal on that. And let's see if we get lucky with a decent sized tree. You know what? That's not bad. So there's a tree and an ice spike and a little snow golem factory. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to come over here and put in some snow layers. Here and there, just to kind of pile some stuff up. To make it look like a little bit more natural terrain, hopefully. Hopefully that's what this ends up looking like. And of course we're going to want some snow on these layers. Just a little bit on the leaves. It shouldn't be able to get too tall, too packed up on here. And these could melt. We'll see how this goes. But the actual, no. The actual snow blocks won't melt at all. So that'll be alright. And again, if this is generating out in a snow biome, then this will happen to the tree leaves automatically, especially at the top layer. And we'll just throw one up there, and maybe these guys. Oop, there we go. So a nice snowy tree. That's looking pretty decent. And then we're going to want some just around here. Maybe there's going to be a snowdrift up by the house. Yeah, that's going to be alright. And then over here, maybe there's just a few that way. That way. Nope, I don't like that one. Go away. Yep, I think that's going to be fine. So we're going to leave it just like that. That's going to be our little snow area, and that's also going to be some of our redstone. We might do another contraption over here, but I think that's kind of interesting. So somebody set up a little automatic snow golem thing. You go in here, you click the button, you get a snowman, and you can reset this as often as you've got pumpkins. Let's go ahead and put another one in there. And we'll call that good. Okay, so let's go ahead and get rid of all of these items, and we are going to skip the building over here for now. We just did a little building over here, and I think what we're going to do is work on the end stuff. So we got a couple of things, and I think I am going to go ahead and do an end portal. The trick with these things is you have to build them like this, where you are inside them facing out, and if you don't do it this way, for whatever reason the alignment doesn't work, and then when you click them, nothing will happen. So we want it to be valid if somebody does this. But just having an end portal out on the ground seems kind of strange. There needs to be some kind of structure around this to make it like a tiny mini stronghold portal room, I think. But let's not use the typical stone bricks here that we normally see. We can use some end stone. I think that's cool. We could even use some obsidian, because that's another end material. That's really all there is in the end right now. Looking forward to 1.9, by the way. That's going to make things a lot more interesting. We know we're going to want some lava in there. That's always good. We do get some iron bars in the stronghold rooms. I think we can continue that theme. And what other kind of things could we use? Definitely not bedrock. I'm going to draw the line at placing end portal blocks themselves, but nothing else that we couldn't remove. I know you can't remove these without mods, but that's okay. We're gonna leave those in there. What else would we want to have in here? So I know we've used a lot of stone bricks here, but there's a reason for that. They look like dungeon blocks. I really wish we had a few more in vanilla. We could do an interesting combination of nether stuff and end stuff. Maybe some soul sand would actually look good in there. Yeah, I'm not sure I'm going to be able to avoid using it. Mycelium. That could be interesting. You don't see that very often either. And, what else do we want to use? Not coal. Although coal would be a pretty good building block. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe we'll grab that too and see what it looks like. And you know, sea lantern, no, let's not do that. Let's not do that at all. Let's get some quartz pillars. This could look pretty drastically different if we use black and white with the quartz pillars and the blocks of coal. I think that could actually look pretty good. So we're going to do a floor out of mycelium here, and we're going to make sure that this is at least 5 wide. So you got the 3 for your portal, whoops, and then you've got 1 on either side. That's kind of the bare minimum to even have a portal. Let's see if we can go 2 more than that as well. And then that gives us, what, 7 across? Yeah, so 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, perfect. So let's just fill this all in. Alright, so that's going to be interesting. And I like the little particle effects on mycelium too. It kind of looks funky and strange. That's looking decent so far. We might need to add a little bit more of this clay on the outside to give us a little bit bigger base plate. Oops, let's go ahead and do that over here now while we're thinking about it. There we go. And then that's going to be the actual portal room itself. Now, we probably want the portal to be up and above like it is in normal stronghold area. So let's go ahead and bring that up. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. So that's going to give us a strong, the end portal that, and actually let's go ahead and fill that in too. An end portal that's going to be raised up a little bit. And then, as I said, we have to stand inside this when we're placing them so that this will function when we're done. Of course, that kind of defeats the purpose of having the mycelium, doesn't it? Okay, so let's put that back, and the mycelium will spread. So this is going to be interesting. I like that. Maybe what we want, although you know what, we don't necessarily need the mycelium in here anyway, because once you have the portal, you're going to fall down into here. So what if we just kept that as all end stone? And if somebody really wants to dig it out ahead of time, they can. Yeah, like a little chunk of the end came through here. And we're going to put some stuff in the corners as well. And then let's carry this mycelium back a little bit. There we go. Okay, so we've got that going on. We're going to put in some iron bars on all the corners here. That's looking interesting. I like that. Then we're going to put in some quartz pillars back in these corners. And probably all the way down to the ground level here. Those should be sunk into the ground, I would think. That means these need to go up by 6. Yeah, okay, okay. And blocks of coal. That's going to be a nice contrast. Oh, actually, you know what? We don't want to do it that way, though, because then we're going to hide the quartz pillars. Let's just do it on the back here. Yeah, what do we want to do? Do we want to leave it like that? Or should we move the quartz pillars to that? That's what we should do. We should do the quartz pillars all the way up like that as well. All the way around the corner so you can see them when we block this off. Yep, that's what we're going to do. Okay. So let's do that. Oop, keep them all oriented the same way. There we go. That's going to do some interesting things to our iron bars, I think, as well, yeah. It's going to make those all connect. You might not like that. We'll see how it goes. Okay, and let's see what happens if we just come across the back like this with just all coal blocks. It's going to stand out pretty well, I think. Ooh, I like that. And it happens to line up with the portal eyes as well now when we do it this way. So it's going to be interesting. We might need to break that up a little bit. It's going to be a little bit flat. Let's see how we can fix that here in a minute. Ooh, I am liking that, though. I like that a lot. Okay, and then you just drop right in. So we do need to do something here, because those are just too bland. And this iron doesn't really stick out as well here as I would have liked either. Maybe we need to do something with the iron. So let's do this. And let's put some glowstone, maybe? What will glowstone look like in there? Get rid of those guys. We don't need those anymore. That sticks out a little too much from what I wanted. Yeah, I wish this was also a partial block. That'd be great if they had something like that. What about just torches? I mean, side torches. No, that looks terrible. Let's just keep the iron all the way up then, for now. I think that's going to be our best bet. And we do need some kind of light. Maybe down here, instead of the end stone in the corners, that would be where the buckets of lava could go. Yeah. So you can't walk into them, but you could. You still are going to get light from that. Oops, too far. Let's put that guy down there. All the way down there, and then a bucket of lava. Right there. Yep, okay, that's going to be good. I think that's going to be real nice. And when we're all done, we'll make this dark so we can see what it would look like. Okay, so we're going to have that filled out. And then, let's see, what else do we need to do? We have some obsidian we could use. That's another material that might make sense in here. Although I kind of like the black better. Let's just do one of these with obsidian instead of coal and see what it would look like. So all the way up like that. Here, across. Oops. Dip, dip. There it goes, that way. So what do you think? Obsidian or coal? Oh, hello, cat. Trying to be on YouTube again. My cat is very, very loud. And she always likes to come and get attention while I'm recording. You know, I can't really decide which one of those I like. Maybe I'm just going to leave it like that. We'll have some of each. I think that's going to be all right. Soul sand. We were going to use some soul sand. And let's see. Do we want to use soul sand still? Maybe we... Oh. Yeah, maybe we do want to put some soul sand kind of on the approach here. We haven't figured out what kind of stairs we're going to use. Quartz stairs could look pretty good. Nether brick stairs could look pretty good. Actually, nether brick might make a lot of sense, especially because this is going to be with soul sand down here. Yep, so that's going to be a weird mixture of nether and end. I think that's going to be cool. Now out here, I don't really like the columns this way because this is just big, solid white. So I think we're going to get rid of that all the way down on these. Oh, actually, you know what? I think we're going to just get rid of it. We don't even need the corners. It looks better shaped out like that without them. That means we can get rid of these as well. Put my ceiling down there. Put my ceiling there. Yep, I like that a lot. So up here, this is going to be a little strange because you're going to drop, and it's like this is a regular sized block, but it's got a strange hitbox. So you can't walk up onto it, but here you don't really drop when you go from the stairs onto that until you go into the middle. I do like that though. And let's get some soul sand kind of wrapping around the edges here. And a little bit of regular nether brick right there. Like that. I don't want those there either now. Let's get rid of those. Do we even need the soul sand, or does that just look silly now? I think I don't like the soul sand after all. Let's just do some more stairs. So people won't even know what this is till they get up here and they go, oh, it's an end portal, neat. Okay, yeah, that's good. Actually, that's good. That conceals that quite a bit. All right, so what, you know, of course, if we have mycelium, we have to have a few mushrooms on here of each color. Let's do a red one over there, and one over here in this corner, one of those right there, and right here. Just a couple. It doesn't need to be a lot, just to break it up some. And then what else can we use? We need some kind of chiseled items. Chiseled quartz could work potentially. Chiseled sandstone, chiseled stone bricks. What happens if we just do this in the middle of the column? Yeah, that's interesting. I think I'm going to keep that. Chiseled sandstone. Now, I thought we could just do maybe something like this on the sides, because this should be sealed up. We want this to look like it's kind of an underground thing. We could even bury this underground, but we don't really want windows into here, I don't think. But that looks a little strange. It looks better with the coal than it does with the obsidian. Let's try some chiseled stone bricks here. Again, I think that looks better with the coal than it does with the obsidian. So I think we're going to go back and replace all this with coal after all. If somebody wants to break this thing down and use all the quartz for things and use all the coal to cook their furnace stuff, I don't really care. That's fine. Once they find it, that's the interesting part. I like that. I do like that. But it's still a little flat. We need some dimension here, which probably is going to be stairs. So let's see about some stairs in here instead. What about that? Okay, that adds a little depth. What about if we do it on the top too? And then we just have to bring this up some to come over the top of that. Yep, that's going to do it. Okay, so we're going to put some quartz pillars up here as well. This is going to be a nice tall building. And these are going to go all the way up to the top. And there. Yeah, I like that. I like that quite a bit. And again, we shouldn't need to worry about light because we've got the lava down here. If we look at our screen here, our block light is 10 in the center of this. So we've got plenty of room, plenty of light from all that lava. And we do need to come across the top. And I think, again, we should just use some coal. So we can have a nice little frame there that's going to look like it's purposeful. We could potentially do that here as well, actually. Let's bring this end stone out. 1, 2, 3. And then just do coal. Do you think we should bring the stairs back and have it be a coal room? So let's do that. Let's see what that would look like. Bring the coal out like that. Mycelium there. And we would need nether brick. Nope, that one. Nether brick in this part. I think that's actually going to be better for us. I think it is. Okay, and then let's get some more of these iron bars. I liked what we were doing inside. Let's see about doing it this way, right up the side. Yeah, I think that's going to be good. It's a little bit strange that it connects down here but not to the stairs, but I think that's all right. So it's going to look kind of scary and metallic and purposely constructed. That's pretty happy. I like that a lot. We just have to figure out how to put a top on this thing. And then decide if we want to come back with the mycelium or anything else anymore. I think we want to bring the mycelium back a little bit. Yeah, we do. Okay, and then for the top of this thing, what are we going to do for the top of this? We've got the nice black and white structure. We've got end stone. What does that sandstone look like if we use that at the top? And I think, again, we're probably going to want slabs, because I think regular chiseled sandstone is going to look a little strange. Oops, put it on that guy and that guy. Color-wise, it doesn't look bad. I'm not sure about that yet. Let's, I keep doing that. Let's go to slabs, get some sandstone slabs, and connect these up in between. Nope, not that. There we go. What does that look like from the ground level? You can't really even tell. And if we bring it this way, you're just not going to see any of the creeper chisels. Well, you'll see the top of it. Do we want to bring it all the way out to this edges like that? You know, that's not bad. It's as close as you're going to get to getting end stone slabs, I think, is the sandstone. Because it's a very, very similar color. The question is, should we even use the chiseled here? Or does that just look silly? What if we just took that out and put in regular slabs all the way across the top like that? And made it flat. Oops, get rid of that guy. Come on, there and there. That's actually looking pretty decent. Maybe we want to do a little bit of detailing with end stone after all. So let's see what we do with end stone. Could we bring it... We bring that up here, and maybe that would look all right. So from inside, you'll barely be able to tell. I like the way that looks inside, actually. But from out here, you can barely tell that that's even... Yeah, actually, you know what? I think that's all right. I think we're going to go with that. And let's see. We still got plenty of light in here. Yeah, 10 light. Anything else that wanders in from outside, though, could potentially, like a zombie could wander up in here and go into the end. I think that's interesting. Normally, that doesn't happen. But here, yeah, I think that's great. I think we're going to keep it. Alright, and that's going to do it for today. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit that like button. If you really enjoyed it, then please subscribe. And as always, I've been Brickwaffle. Thank you for watching.